welcome to Libby's Low Carb Lounge, and welcome to my kitchen. And today we're going to be making something that don't normally think of as being low carb, which is low carb pancakes. So I've got a recipe here for you, and also on this video there are going to be links to a whole bunch of other low carb recipes for pancakes so that you can pick and choose from whatever ingredients you may have in the house or whatever you decide to make them with, whatever flavor you want. So let's make some pancakes. All right, so here is the featured recipe link. If you follow this link on the screen, this will take you to the recipe online on our website. And those are the pancakes that are the finished product on our website. Now, really, there are certain keys to making great low-carb pancakes. When you're not using flour, they don't hold together very well. So you have to add enough fat when you're making low-carb pancakes to compensate for that. So you have to have plenty of fat in them, sufficient liquids, and enough leavening. You can't use yeast, and normally you don't in pancakes anyway, but you have to have sufficient baking powder and baking soda. And to activate these, you add either some soda water, mineral water, or you can add some vinegar. Remember those experiments in 5th grade where you would add baking soda and vinegar together and make a volcano? Well, that's going to make bubbles, which will help these pancakes to rise. So you really have to have enough of this to make great low-carb pancakes. Otherwise, you make horrible low-carb pancakes that don't stick together and they're really hard to flip over. Now, here's what you're going to need. Here's a list of the ingredients that you can see on the screen there. You can pause this, get a screenshot, or simply just go to our link in previous part of the video. Now, after you've gotten all the ingredients in there, you want to mix this up really nicely so the batter is thick, but not too thick. So that is really a perfect pancake batter. You want to let that sit for just a minute or so it can rise up a little bit. And then we're going to make some pancakes. We've got coconut spray. And we want to spray this griddle so that it has plenty of oil on it so that these pancakes turn easily. Pancakes don't really stick well together when they're not made of flour. So we have to make sure that they can turn easily because they're a lot more delicate. And we're going to wait for this griddle to get really, really hot. So before we actually use it, we're going to test it and just splash a little drop of water on there. And if it sizzles up really nicely, then it's hot enough to start the pancakes. All right, let's see if these guys are ready, this grill. Hear that sizzly sound? That means that we are ready to put some pancakes on there. So let's do that. I use a little Asian spoon that you use for basically eating Asian soups because it's a nice little spoon. And I'm going to make 1 spoonful for each pancake. And that's about the size that you want. All right, let's flip one of these bad boys. So I want to get the spatula with some oil on it so that this turns easily. So let's see if I can do this. All right, there's one, and there's 2. One-handed while holding the camera. If I can do it, you can, believe me. Don't those look nice? Now, as they start to bubble up, just like any other pancake, you want to turn them shortly after that. So you want to check them and make sure that they're ready to turn because, again, when we're not using wheat flour, they're a little more fragile. Okay, here they are flipped over. You got to watch them closely and make sure they don't burn. So once you flip them once, it's a lot easier to handle them after that. All right, this recipe made 14 pancakes, and you can see from the size of my hand, they're about 4 to 6 inches across when I use the Asian egg drop soup type spoon. And so this is an easy, quick recipe. Once you get the things in the bowl, you mix it up. And basically, if you have this on, I have an electric stove, as you can see. And I have it on medium to slightly medium-high heat. And really, they're ready to turn in about 30 seconds after you put them on the griddle at that heat. So you have to watch them carefully. If you turn the heat down lower, you have a little more time to turn them. But the key to this is make sure that your spatula is well greased. You may need to spray it to flip these over easily because, again, they're a lot more fragile since they're not made with wheat flour. All right, folks, let's look at some other recipes for pancakes. I wanted to give a nod to Carolyn Ketchum, who has a fantastic website. She's a food blogger, and her name of her website is brilliant, alldayidreamaboutfood.com. But on her website, at this particular link that you see on the screen, she has 21 low-carb, grain-free pancake recipes that she's curated from other sites, some of them including her own. So if you want a lot of variety and a lot of different ways to make low-carb pancakes that are delicious, some of them savory, some not, check out her website. Thank you, Carolyn Ketchum, for all the work that you do in the low-carb community. And I hope you all enjoy her recipes. She has some fantastic recipes. Lessons learned today. All right, low-carb pancakes can actually taste fantastic. Honestly, I think they taste way better than the flour versions. Much more savory, much deeper flavors to them. I really enjoy them a whole lot more. The beauty of these are your blood sugar won't go up through the roof with these types of pancakes. If you recall that when you eat a big stack of pancakes, most people are really sleepy afterwards, and then a few hours after that, your blood sugar crashes and you feel shaky and incredibly hungry. Well, these pancakes, and actually none of these, even on Carolyn Ketchum's website, all 21 of those, are very low in carbs. Ours are only 4.7 grams of net carbs per serving, and that is 2 generous-sized pancakes. And the others are comparable. If you are only 1 or 2 people in your household, you don't want to deal with 12 to 14 pancakes, you can simply make a batch ahead and freeze them for later. You can put them in baggies for however many servings you want to have and freeze them and then basically heat them up in the microwave. They're great. You can also make these sweet or savory by altering the ingredients slightly. So if you want to have this recipe become a savory recipe, you simply eliminate the erythritol, the vanilla, and the cinnamon. And instead of using melt honey spread, you would just use regular butter, or you could use olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, whatever you'd like, and add whatever spices to make them savory. You can turn these into tortillas, into pita. You can do tons of things with this pancake recipe. You can even turn them into muffins if you'd like. So this is a very versatile recipe. All right, folks, hope you've learned a lot about low-carb pancakes today and hope that you are adventurous enough to try either our recipe or one of the many recipes that Carolyn Ketchum has on her website. So we'll see you next time on Libby's Low Carb Lounge.